Yeah, but it's kind of fun because then it looks like one of my eyes that I've got pink eye.
That is fun. It's like you're a kid.
Close to me. Don't get close to me.
It's like you're a kid again.
Makes
you youthful.
I did want to feel more youthful in 2024, so all you have to do is either seemingly get pink eye or get pink eye, and just, man, if I could turn back time.
Just really squirt something right in there. You don't even have to actually get the pink eye. It's
Why
a good tip.
Did the internet say you can clean your contact with hydrogen peroxide? Because then the hydrogen peroxide hurts. Okay, you'd think, Jackie, you should know better. Don't put hydrogen peroxide in your eye.
I didn't say anything.
But the internet said that I could do it, and if the internet told me to jump off of a bridge, I would. But I had makeup all over my eyes, and I was worried I wasn't going to be able to drive. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And it hurts. It still hurts.
I would imagine that it would hurt to put. Oh no, my hat.
Oh yeah, just a constant little ringing.
I was not on top of my costume today, and so I'm Elaine as in her fations for the Solstice ball, and I'm gonna have to take this hat off because it is jingle jangle.
It is jingle jangle, and also I am dressed for a scene that I should have asked Natalie if we were getting to, and we're not getting to today.
That's
so
all right.
Together, I'm gonna say we have a costuming fail today.
A little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and remove so everybody knows I was wearing.
Don't remove the Christmas tree. We need it. We need it for the character.
A Solstice hat. And now
I'm
it's
sorry,
gone.
yeah.
Goodbye.
Solstice has. Solstice has.
I will say I love your fashion. We haven't gotten to the scene yet, but it is involving a slumber party that's coming up.
I mean, I don't know if you can tell my
my.
snail head.
It's very cute.
I let's be real. I dressed up like this so I could show off my snail headband. And if you're not looking at the video, you're probably like, what the hell are you talking about? But it does make me look like that I am a snail. And maybe it has something to do with the snail mucin. Maybe I am slowly becoming a snail.
Maybe you are. Oh, is this not actually a headband?
I mean, no, this is a part of my body. This is me now. And I also, it's me now. I leave a snail trail wherever I go. Oh,
I thought you had contacts in. Why do you have 4 eyes?
I bought a bunch of these that make me look like a snail, and I didn't realize you could have so much fun with a headband. And I realized, why am I not wearing more headbands?
Things they don't tell you in school.
Man, they don't. They don't tell you these things. I was just talking about on page 7 that Jeff and I have been referred to recently as swing baiters, and I think that this is something that I should be bringing into the ACOTAR world.
Swing bait? That sounds like an insult.
I think it is, but that we come off as swingers, but we're not swingers. We've got the confidence of swingers.
Okay.
And we've got the zeal of swingers.
But are they trying to suggest that you are lying about it?
I mean, we're not swingers.
I know, but like, how they perceive you is not your problem.
You're right.
Okay.
And I should be
Unless
telling
they're
these
saying
people
that it just gives you sex energy that they like, then I guess that's fine.
I do think I kind of like being swing baiters. Having the zeal of a swinger, Because there's nothing quite like when you get approached by a couple. I'm sure you've been approached before.
Not since I've been in a marriage.
But I'm just saying that, it makes you feel good. Even if you say no, it makes you feel good.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take it.
Right?
Like, yeah.
I am looking good today. Thank you.
I will not be having sex with your husband.
No, but I appreciate the offer.
For thinking of me.
Yeah. And I do think about this a lot, and I can't remember if we talked about this on ACOTAR, but apparently the word on the street is where I got married and the hotel we were staying at had a high amount of swingers in it because multiple people got approached by different swingers while partying at the hotel we all stayed at for my wedding.
I've not heard of that story.
I'm very upset because we weren't approached.
Wow, nor was I.
Maybe it's because we were putting off, just got married energy and we weren't ready to swing yet. But if we were real swingers, wouldn't we be swinging on your wedding night? Yeah, that's when you swing.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you didn't hook up with a couple in Florida and end up staying there. That's all I can say.
I know, I got back out. Don't worry, guys. Even though I'm dressing like a snail, and you're like, but you love the humidity. I'm just a snail.
She's just snail.
I'm just snail. Anywhere else I'd have a tail. That would be scary. Oh man, if snails start growing tails, guys, everybody run.
Technically, their butt's a tail.
I guess it kind of droops up. It goes against gravity. And isn't that what we want in our snailedom?
Sure.
Also, I do have friendship bracelets on.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I've got
that's
friendship
a good
bracelets.
Call. Oh.
Yeah.
Again, spoiler.
Again,
not
it's spoiler.
Not
It's spoiler, not spoiler. They make friendship bracelets for each other, but I'm wearing them today because Tay.
No. Hey, page 7's over.
Okay, we're not bringing Taylor Swift into it. I can't. It's hard to do ACOTAR after page 7 because I'm in pop culture mode.
Well, you're get out.
I got to get into horny mode.
Yeah, there's no pop culture in Prithian.
No. Yeah, I guess, they're not sitting around watching, they're not binge watching reality TV.
No, they have the theater.
Yes.
And they have music halls.
Yes. And they have
and taverns and seedy taverns.
God, I want to go to a tavern.
Mm-hmm. Me too. We just got to go to like Europe, I think.
Okay.
Let's go back.
Whisk me away, Natalie. Take me away.
Edinburgh.
Okay. It's haunted, right?
Super haunted.
Yeah, that's what I want. Snails love ghosts. And that's what you don't know about snails. And that's because you never bothered to ask.
No, did you? I've never asked, and I'm sorry. I'm here to apologize.
Give me some lettuce.
Let us continue where we left off. We ended mid-chapter last time because I wanted to wear a specific outfit.
I get it.
For an audio podcast. But anyway, I wanted to shout this out for a second. At the top here, we are going to do a Crescent City 3 book release the eve book release party stream.
It's going to be like when we all got together at midnight and waited for the Harry Potter books to come out, except I won't be doing rails off of the dashboard of my car.
And it won't be at midnight Pacific.
No, it will be
a little earlier.
Be ending at midnight Eastern. So it's going to be, we're going to do a late night. Let's get bitchy. Let's get talky.
And we're going to be talking about theories. So this is only a stream for people who don't mind spoilers for both ACOTAR and Crescent City. And we're actually going to have you guys send in your
theories.
Exactly. Your theories about what you think's going to happen in the new book. We're going to hang out. We're going to be in our jams. We might have a cocktail. I don't know. Who's crazy over here?
I think we're going to have a cocktail.
And we want to hear from you and what you think. So if you would like to send in a theory for what you think is going to happen in the new book, The Crescent City 3, that's about to come out January 30th, we're going to be doing the stream January 29th in the evening. We'll give you the exact time coming up.
Which is a Monday. I know it's a surprise.
We're having a Monday.
We're gonna have a Monday,
but that's when the book comes out. So don't talk to Bloomberry Press or whoever's putting it out. I'm not sure.
I'll talk to them.
But you want to send any of your fan theories, any questions or anything like that. And we're just gonna do like a chat and a hangout and have a fun time for the couple hours before it is released. Yay! And so you can send those questions and theories to
page7podcast@gmail.com. That is page 7 the number, page7podcast@gmail.com.
There you go.
Also, even if you write out the number SEVEN, it still comes to page7podcast@gmail.com.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I set it up.
Oh, smart. That's smart.
I set it up.
And if you can't be there for the live stream, it will be re-uploaded probably on both Twitch and YouTube. I can't say that for sure, but probably.
Yeah. But it's going to be up on twitch.tv/LPNTV.
It will be indeed. Good
on
call.
Monday, January 9th.
29th.
On Monday, January 29th.
We're good at ads.
Yeah.
You're actually great at ads.
Oh my God, thank you. Is it because I got 4 eyes?
I guess so.
Please, my eyes are down here, Natalie.
Well, you shouldn't be
staring at my
shouldn't be just having them hang out then if you don't want them being looked at.
Yeah.
So where we left off was mid-chapter 57 and the gangs all at the Court of Nightmares for their annual Solstice mandatory frivolities event. Nesta is looking fine. And Cassian is having a very hard time controlling his excitement about it, but he must.
Oh, my dick's so hard.
But he can't show because he's supposed to be a hardened soldier.
Yeah, he's supposed to be hardened of spirit, not of dick.
Bone.
Yes.
For the plan is in play.
Yes, it is. Oh, my God. But just think of how much that hard dick is tugging on the inside of his pants.
But he's got all the armor on, so it's just going like, dong.
Oh, God. So it's probably making sounds going.
I think it's creaking.
Yeah. It's hitting against the metal.
See, I just heard it as like a dong.
Oh, yeah. Dong. It just happened. It's like, oh, my bell dick. It's like Quasimodo between his legs.
Oh, God. But, he's mad. He's so mad. He was so angry, he even prepared by brushing his hair for tonight's
Oh, my
event.
God. How hot is he? Although, honestly, I'm here for the unprepared hair look. I don't need it to be
Oh, no,
kept.
I love a tousled hair, but I just picture him being like, I'll show him what a gentleman looks like, and he's just like combing his hair in the mirror.
I'm just going to get it through my head. He's just like gelling it down. I can look like a Zoomer.
Yeah, like he's in 7th grade going to a dance.
Aww. He's wearing chinos.
Oh, no, he's wearing dragon skins.
Yeah, he is.
Feyre gives the crowd another queenly command. Dance.
I spilled coffee on me. I spilled coffee all over me. It's all over me. I'm all wet.
I have a feeling this is going to end up staying in the video part of this.
How did I get it all over me? It came out. Now my crotch is all wet.
Oh
I'm sorry. Thank you, Ryan. Oh.
See, you need another band.
I need another
your waist.
I need, rather than around my wrists, I need it around my waist for all the dribbling that I do. Oh my God, thank you so much, Ryan. I'm just going to shove it in my groin and hopefully it sops it up.
How much did you spill?
It went right down into my pussy.
I guess this is the vote we get for mocking his poor boner.
This is what yeah, I know, right? As the bonerless havers, this is what we get. You're like, oh yeah, you want to think about your groin a little bit? Wet. You just got wet.
Slime.
Sorry.
Okay. Feyre gives the crown another queenly command. Dance. The Fae commence their nationally regulated jovial hip moving for the season. And as
you imagine, they're all groined in on each other.
I think they're doing the time warp.
Oh, that would be cute.
As they do, Rhys turns to Eris and offers him a little gift. So after all of the courtiers move about the dance floor, then they turn and have their little private conversation. And he says, here's a gift, a solstice gift, he says. This surprises Cassian because he wasn't made aware of this maneuver.
Yeah.
He's further shocked to discover as Eris opens the box that it's the dagger that Nesta has made, which is a little, what?
I just feel like, not to be anything, and like, I live and die by Rhys, but like, he probably could have asked her and told other people he was doing it? Or do you think that he did it because, like, he didn't want to hear any shit?
I know that there's been times in the past where he did like a Lord's command and it really, like with Moore, when like he made the deal with Eris without telling her, and he was like, I had to.
He had to do it.
The choice that I had to make. And he like hates himself for it. And it could be one of those situations where he knew that he couldn't tell them because they would all be like, no, but there's some reason that he's doing it.
There's a reason.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
see, I still got it, guys.
You never lost it.
Thank you.
And so Cassian's confused why he would choose to do this. And he's trying not to look incredulously at Rhys and Feyre, being like, what are you doing? Eris seems equally perplexed. He can tell the dagger's permeating with magic, and he seems a little afraid of it. Feyre explains that she wants to show that they respect him and offer him this object because of the dangerous sacrifices he's making. Cassian braces for Rhys to reveal the whole truth to Eris, but instead Rhys tells him, I just had this in the night court stores.
It's just like a whatever. It's just like a re-gift. So, like, get over it yourself.
Yeah. It's just a dagger I didn't want.
Yeah.
I was getting all these different daggers.
I wanted the bigger one.
So he's keeping Nesta's secret for the time being. Hesitant at first, Eris eventually thanks them for this gift, and Cassian thinks that Eris sounds really genuine. Like he's actually thankful to be given a present.
I also bet
I imagine he
it's
doesn't get a lot.
Yeah, I can't imagine he does. I don't think that the his daddy's given him a whole lot for Solstice every year. And also, I bet it's a really cool fucking dagger.
Well, it's like glowing with magic.
Yeah. You imagine just like, I mean, in the same way we all know we love a dick twitch. When you see that little twitch.
We've agreed on this?
We all love a dick twitch.
Okay.
If you love a dick, you love a dick twitch. And this dagger is twitching like a penis.
You know?
Like a little happy penis.
That's not where I went with it. But
Oh.
it's phallic. It's probably phallic.
Yeah.
I imagine. You're not wrong.
Actually, I guess in my head, it's more of like one of those like curvy ones.
Oh, yeah, like a sort of a piratey.
Yeah.
I haven't thought of that either, but I like it.
I've just been thinking about daggers a lot. There's a lot of daggers in Fourth Wing when you get into the world of Fourth Wing. They're always talking about daggers.
I'll get there, but I have now dedicated myself to Throne of Glass, so I'm in the.
But
I'm in
you're
the,
gone
in the thick.
forever.
I know. It's too
Now
late.
you're gone forever. There's
Too
so
late.
many of them, Natalie.
I have to. I'm so curious about crossover stuff.
I understand. And honestly, I'm really just waiting for you to get to the crossover stuff for you to tell me that I should also be reading them. Because I know I'll get there.
Oh, you will, for sure. I love a crossover world in book series. I'm a king girl.
Yes.
That's all he does.
Yeah, and all the crossovers. Is this a crossover episode? I just restarted BoJack Horseman from the beginning because I wanted to be really upset. Jeff came into me watching it last night. And he's like, really? He's like, are you sad? Do you need to talk about something? I was like, no, I just want to see it. I just want to watch BoJack again. I just want to cry and be upset, all right? And think about the days when I was an alcoholic, okay?
Yeah, you sure? Sure about that? Okay. We haven't had enough of that this year?
Yeah. Nesta's not getting me there enough, so I want to really just like remind myself.
Like really just like grind the knife in.
Get in there.
Okay. So Cassian thinks that he actually is being grateful for being given a gift. And then Feyre slickly does the segue. Well, Eris, I would normally offer you a dance, but I'm swollen with child.
Mm-hmm.
Being in full Court of Nightmares queen mode, she then announces, my oldest sister shall take my place. Which is something that you only do if you're in a royal court where you're just like, my sister will be forced into dancing with you now.
Yeah, I Henry's always making me dance with courtiers, and I'm like, Henry, you do it. You've got the glide.
Yeah,
the Zabrowski glide.
He's always trying to get you to hook up with like 68-year-old character actors from the Valley.
There was a time period that I did ask Henry to sell me off. I was like, marry me off to someone. Find someone. Get me into a proper home. But he didn't. He let me fall in love instead. Whoa.
Thanks a lot.
Boring. And now I'm not the head. I can't just go, dance, and everyone dances.
It's true.
Every time I yell dance, nobody starts dancing.
I'll next time you scream it, I'll do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now we're connected.
Nesta is, of course, aware that this is all going to happen, so she's not bristling at being told that she must dance with Eris. And so she's just instead acting bored and sort of distracted.
Oh, no, not this really hot guy.
Whatever. Which, of course, only intrigues Eris, I'm sure.
Yeah, and probably pisses Cassian off. And by probably, I mean, we know it does.
Oh, it does. Cassian can barely stand the once-over Eris gives Nesta with his eyes, which equates to,
okay. Oh, you want me to dance with her? I'll dance with her.
Cassian is forced to stand by and watches as Eris leads Nesta to the edge of the dance floor, sweeps his hand down her back as she locks eyes with him.
Can you imagine how charming he is when he wants to be?
But imagine poor Cassian having to just stare at this.
And it's also got to be difficult for Nesta having to deal with it because there's nothing quite like, man, when you are in love with someone else and someone else touches you in any kind of sexual way, like, I know that not everybody feels this way, but I'm definitely like, get away. Like, I'm too...
For yourself?
Yeah, I'm too obsessed with my husband.
See, I'm only thinking about when somebody is like being obviously like, I remember that happening early on when Henry and I were dating, that this old friend of his came up and was very obviously like
flirting
ignoring
with you?
Me.
Oh.
And hitting, like trying to flirt with Henry. Because I think maybe she knew he was like recently singled. And she was openly turning her back to me and like doing like the shoulder touches. And I was like,
no. Oh my God. I can't even. I don't want to watch you go through that, but I would love to just see the look on your face before you're like, because I know you also wouldn't be bitchy about it because that person's being the bitch, by the by, especially when they know that he's in a relationship.
Especially because I know, like, Henry is the most respectful man on earth, and so, like, he wouldn't do anything, but, like, the audacity and having to, like, and just standing by being like, I'm going to be mature in this. I know it's fine. This person is annoying.
Yes.
And being gross. And it's going to be fine. But then watching it is like, I don't want to be Cassian.
Ooh, no, and especially as you watch them where it's like, they're not 100, like, Nesta's not 100% in it. So that's got to make him even more so, like, get your hands off of her.
Yes. And he has to act like he doesn't care. And the music shifts to a new song on the dance floor. And the couple sweeps over and into the crowd. And that girl, she can move.
She's got moves for days.
She is a maniac on the dance floor.
Well, we've already heard that she like one dance and people, they fawn over her to a point of proposal.
That's, I've danced a lot. No one has ever done that.
I mean, you did at least get proposed to once.
I wasn't dancing before. I just went to Dwayne Reed and came back.
Oh my God, he was so nervous. I remember.
Aww.
I remember he texted me. He was so nervous.
I was shocked. I didn't realize it was happening.
God, I love that he really surprised you.
He really did. Cassian watches with awe at her lithe form melding with the song. He notices Eris is also shook, and even Reese and Feyre are a bit taken aback at her skill and grace. We cut over to Nesta, and she is indeed filled with the fire of the dance.
Ah, the fire of the dance, you say.
She is thriving. Her body and mind are soaring. And as she triumphantly owns the dance floor, she keeps her gaze on Eris, seducing him softly with smiles and suggestive eyes.
Oh, you mean like this?
I assume.
I like you.
But doing it with the snail eyes.
Yeah, oh my God, just don't look up here. Just look up there.
Oh, you like me?
Man, these would have come in handy when I was dating.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just to see, like, I'd like to see how they reacted. And if they didn't roll with it, you don't want to go on a second date with that person. If you can't handle me at my snail, you can't touch my tail. And that you can live by.
We're living a real slug life over here.
She had never worn such a color on her mouth. It looked like sin personified.
Which I just love that expression.
Yes.
She thinks about how much she enjoyed her reflection earlier in the evening because this was all Moore's doing. She doesn't even know how to put on this painted up like trash makeup, which is all I wear. This is like exact makeup I wear. Every
that's
day.
exactly how I dress.
A queen of night, she thinks, death personified.
Yes.
Ugh, metal. She's loving this moment. She sees Eris's approval of her and his delight when he starts adding little flares and spins to their waltz. Back with Cassian, he's thinking about how he knows this particular waltz they're doing, and he knows it quite well. He's been doing it for centuries, and he knows that this song ends with a crescendo that most couples continue on doing the same waltz to, but the ballsy ones go for a series of 12 spins.
Whoa, whirling dervishes. Okay, spin her like a teacup.
Ooh, yeah. That's a lot of spinning.
Yeah, and then everyone's going to be puking. 12 spins? No, thank you.
He waits with anticipation to see whether Nesta will do it. But come on, you bitch, you know she's going to do the spins.
You know she's going to do it.
As the song reaches its peak, Eris begins to spin Nesta in a way which I can only assume is like the scene from Addams Family Values.
100%. It is completely what I think about.
It's all I can see in this entire scene.
And then they set the floor on fire as she spins off the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I've said before that I think SJM has a ballet background, and the Crescendo and Turns series is a very classical ballet thing. So this might have also been inspired by that, but I think mostly Addams Family Values. Regardless, that B word burns a hole in the dance floor with her skills.
Death personified can also dance
And spin.
Awesome.
Cassian is dumbstruck, as is most of the room. Maybe Eris most of all. He's practically salivating at the end of the dance. Nesta's radiant.
Emerging from her cocoon of grief and rage, this new Nesta might very well send entire courts to their knees. Kingdoms.
That's some good dancing.
That's also one sexy lady.
Mhm.
Bring a kingdom to their knees.
Pretty fucking cool. Over to Nesta, and she's thinking about how much she wants to keep letting loose on the dance. She wants to just keep going and going on the dance floor, like
Yeah.
sweating it up, going crazy. But the next song is slower, and she reels herself in, reminding herself that she's supposed to be seducing Eris. They exchange small talk during this less athletic dance, and she plays coy. He tells her not to believe the worst of him, that Moore knows he's not really a monster. I wouldn't call him likable in this sequence, but he's making fair points about how he's putting his neck on the line to ally with the Night Court, and that
Yes.
should count for something.
Yes.
But, like, he's also kind of a douchebag through all of it.
That's the problem. It's like at the end of the day, you know, even when someone is like doing nice things or they're doing it, but it's like who you are, he is just an asshole. And so it's hard to really forever like give him 100% of anything. And that's why it's so difficult in my mind to because like I don't like Eris,
No.
but in my brain he's so hot that like I still gotta try to kiss him.
Just give him extra chances.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately the curse of attractiveness.
He's so bad, he's good.
Just think, well, I could fix him.
Ugh, that's the problem. And we never can fix them.
No, please don't ever do
They
that
gotta
for
fix
anyone.
themselves. It's what we've learned after all this time.
We all gotta fix ourselves in the end.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Nesta's teaching us?
Oh, take it. Learn it. Live it.
It doesn't hurt. It does, like I've said before, it doesn't hurt if you have a strong support system. So I do think Cassian is a good soft landing for her to go through this horrible thing that she has to go through. But she's still doing
a hard landing, too.
it. Boner. So in this talk while they're waltzing, he's very openly trying to convince her that he'd be a good match for her. He tells her it's pretty rad. She can both dance and behead the king of Highburn.
Contains multitudes.
Contains multitudes. She lets a little of her silver fire show in her eyes, and she can practically see his erection mentally.
Nice. He twirled her again, the waltz already coming to a close. He whispered in her ear.
They say your sister Elaine is the beauty, but you outshine her tonight.
I'm sorry, Natalie. His hand stroked down the bare skin of her back, and she arched slightly into the touch. Because you're Elaine.
Oh, okay, got it. Let's do this.
I was like, don't let him talk about you like that. You're also stunning.
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you.
Stunning baby girl, but
Down
stunning
here,
nonetheless.
I should have dressed as like a sallow Elaine in this scene.
Yeah.
Just all like, I'm wearing all black. Oh man, I should have done that. Oh, I wasn't thinking of it.
Especially because she's so fair and such a baby doll that, like, I think it would be fun to watch her wearing the all black because it's so against her character to dress for the Court of Nightmares at all.
Yeah.
But man, I would love an opportunity to dress to go to the Court of Nightmares.
I know.
I
They
want
always
it
get
so
the coolest
badly.
fits for
Yes.
this. Well, during all of this, all I'm thinking is poor Cassian
I
because he's
know.
watching this all go down. They dance to yet another song, and Nesta is thrilled to be moving, but keeps her focus on flirting with Eris. The two of them must have made a pretty picture, moving in harmony, whispering and exchanging glances.
Yeah, they're like lasagna.
Laugh what?
Because it's all these flavors mingling together, laying together in a bed of yum.
Lasagna, huh?
Yeah, man.
I mean, listen, I love lasagna. I could see it being sexy.
Bed of yum.
Contain multitudes.
If you just say contain multitudes, it bridges a lot of topics.
Yep. Laughing softly at each other. Doing that thing that couples do when they're being intimate, jokes that no one else can hear, whispering to one another, going like,
Poor Cassian. Another chuckle. Motion lurked at the corner of her eye, but she didn't break her stare from Eris's. Didn't halt her steps until...
Move. Apparently, that view was all that Cassian could take.
It's all he could handle.
He has appeared at their side. This is also not part of the plan.
No.
Eris bristles and calls Cassian a brute, his favorite insult. Nesta has to fight back her rage. She deflects and makes it all business. Oh, you're trying to step in, Mr. Cassian, my colleague? But she sees the rage in Cassian's eyes and wonders if he believed the tale she was spinning for Eris. Was she that good?
But I also wonder that, like, I know that, like, they're not making this clear, but, like, with their good hearing, could he hear, like, the little, like, like, between the two of them?
I don't know.
Like that.
Maybe,
Can you imagine
but-
hearing the little, like, seductees?
I feel like they couldn't just because the room is so filled with people.
Yeah, and so loud.
Yeah.
That maybe it was just too much. But, like, I also am surprised that during this, because, like, between their hearing and their scent, that Eris wasn't like,
Well, she was glamoured.
She was glamoured, but he's not glamoured.
But he maybe... That
Has
just
a thing
ma-
for her, and it's only one way.
Yeah, and maybe Eris noticing that scent would be like, oh, I'm going to fuck his day up.
Yeah, true.
Just
Make
like
her
more
wanna-
excited
yeah,
to
even
fuck
more.
the relationship up. Because he has this weird obsession with, I guess because he's a misogynist and Cassian took Morgan's virginity and he's still mad about it.
Yeah, or maybe Eris wants to kiss Cassian. And again,
It did cross my mind.
Oh, I'll watch that tape.
Because he is so fixated on Cassian. I'm like, does he want to kiss Cassian?
Yeah, the amount of times he's like, you brute, you bastard.
Always thinking about him.
Yeah, just wants to kiss. Oh, God. Oh.
Uh-oh, her snail secretions are coming.
Can't not think about it.
So Nesta's sort of wondering if she has tricked Cassian too well with this little ruse. And Eris, of course, continues insulting Cassian. So she must use all of her might to tamp down on that fire. She wants to rip Eris's face off. But instead, she makes her voice calm as she tells Eris to share his partners. Like, be Eris, you naughty boy. Let me...
Nesta wants to be involved. Yeah, no, I'll watch that tape too. Just put them all together. Betty Yum.
See, I would much rather have Eris be more redeemed before I watched the tape, you know?
I understand.
He doesn't deserve to
yeah.
have both of them.
No, he doesn't.
And I know some people really like the sort of like sub thing where they would just be like, oh, like hard with him, like doing S&M stuff with
Yeah,
him. But
yeah.
like, I'm not that into that.
I get that. I understand. Let's still watch the tape, though.
I mean, I wouldn't not.
I'm not going to shut the tape off.
No.
The tape is put on.
I'm not going to know.
Just to see how it all shakes out, you know? To see how much Eris and Cassian kiss.
See their dynamic be,
Yeah.
see what everybody's, how they're making this work together.
What holes they choose. Says a lot about a person.
It's true. So because Nesta takes the tone of, don't worry, Eris, don't be, she's doing a little flirty flirt.
Oh, yeah.
Eris agrees to sneer off, and Nesta reprimands Cassian as soon as they're alone. And like, dude, are you happy? You fucked this up. But she softens when she sees how upset he actually is. She sees Reese and Feyre mind shouting at Cassian, which I assume is just like them, like across the room. Just
Yeah.
But Cassian's ignoring them. He offers his hand to dance. His focus is entirely on Nesta.
He was nervous. This male who had faced down enemy armies, who had battled to the brink of death more times than she cared to count, who had fought so many dangers, it was a miracle he lived. He was nervous.
I'm sorry, this is the cutest thing I can imagine.
Just like he can't even stay away from her. He has to go and dance her. He is so like, he needs her so bad. And he's just like, and like what I love about this scene so much is that he's not doing it in a way of like, she's mine. I feel like he's doing it in a way where he literally cannot control himself.
And not only that, what I think is really charming about it is a big, strong, tough guy being vulnerable in front of people, that doing something he might be a little bit embarrassed about.
Yes.
Because dancing doesn't come naturally to him, but he doesn't care. He wants to show her, like, I'll dance with you. I can dance with you. So definitely doesn't feel like a possessive thing to me. It feels way
No.
more like, let me show you that I'm willing to kind of embarrass myself for you. How could she not fall for him forever? I mean, seriously.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's already bought and sold. I mean, this is done, right?
I mean, I don't know. We haven't gotten there
I'm just
yet.
very proud of her that she's even able to like properly seduce Eris, because I don't think that I could if I felt this way, especially like in the beginning of a relationship. I'm just not that good of an actress.
You know, I don't know how you're going to ever play the Game of Thrones.
I mean, I guess if it's for a kingdom, I guess I could probably do a lot.
Yeah. I think you could do it.
Thank you. All right, tell Jeff I'm about to go seduct till I own a kingdom.
I wonder which one.
It could be, yeah, sure. It could be a little one. Yeah, and then we'll ride bears together.
I guess.
Wouldn't I look so cute on
you
a bear?
would look cute on a bear, especially
Thank
if you were
you.
dressed like a snail.
Oh my God, a snail on a bear. What an unlikely friendship.
So Cassian and Nesta move into the waltz that's happening on the dance floor. Nesta notes he doesn't hold the natural grace that Eris does, but isn't that what love is all about? It doesn't matter about all the pomp and flash when it's your love. This sort of stumbly dance is worth more than 1,000 polished dances with Eris. They get further into their movements. As they get into their stride, Cassian smiles, beaming with happiness and pride.
The music was no longer the most beautiful thing in existence. He was. Nesta couldn't stop it then. The answering smile that bloomed through her at last, stealing across her face, bright as the dawn.
Now you get a Nesta smile. That's a big deal.
Bro.
That's a big deal.
Man, I wish I was more, like, mysterious and captivating. Of just, like, you imagine someone be like, if you could get Jackie to smile. It's like, I'm a big goof snail. I'm always like, oh, I'm so happy.
I've told you this before, that I wanted so badly to be more like my friends who did modeling stuff, who were always so poised and even, like, in public or in hanging out, they were always just, like, perfectly coiffed, and all their photos were perfect. Even, like, you know, random impromptu photos and stuff.
Yeah, they were always, like, posed in the proper way.
And they always look so feminine. And I just could never do it. And now I don't care. But for a long time, I was like, man, I'm stupid. I don't want to do this all the time. I had to try really hard to look posed. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And some people just have that, like, air about them.
Yeah, that they're always ready.
Like, perfectly angled and never I'm always making a weird face in photos because I don't shut the fuck up ever.
I get
Maybe
it.
that's my problem.
We were talking about this with Renee Rapp, who is Regina George in the new Mean Girls,
Oh,
but
yes.
she's also a young pop star. But so many pictures of her mouth is always, like, open, like, but it's, like, in a sexy way. And I can't imagine, if I have my mouth open, it's either, like, I look dumb. I look like an idiot. I don't look like I'm about to seduce. But she just has this, like...
Well, she has, I will say, for her, she does have a very naturally pouty mouth.
Yes, she's got a good mouth.
So I think maybe some of it just comes, like, slightly more naturally to her.
All right,
Because her
next
mouth
week I'm
is
coming
made like
with
that.
huge lips. I say, I'm not pouty now. I'm not pouty now, Natalie.
Yes.
You're going to be scared of me. I'm going to be such a seductress.
All I want is for you to be happy.
Thank you.
So whatever that means. So this little dance that they're having in the middle of the room, it's not necessarily working in the favor of the plan with Eris, because they are probably very obviously looking at each other as though people who are in love look at each other.
Yeah.
I think if anyone was watching them, it would be very hard for them to see anything otherwise. Because while Nesta and Eris's partnering was intimate and slick and sort of provocative, Nesta and Cassian would be kind of glowing at one another on the dance floor, which is a very different vibe.
For sure. And also I feel like Nesta and Eris were, like, doing, like, the show of seduction rather than the intimate actual play of seduction.
Yeah, I think you're right. In a way, this is a proclamation, them sealing themselves by going public. It's a big move, and Cassian is really leaving it out on the dance floor, if you will.
Oh my God, it would be so cute to see him try and dance where you're like, I guess you've got the moves. I would assume he doesn't have, like, Although I guess he would have the fluidity of dance if you're a sword fighter.
I would imagine, but I think we're to believe that it doesn't come organically to him necessarily.
Yeah.
But then we have that cute scene right after this where Azriel comes to step in and asks to dance with Nesta. And so Cassian finds Moore somewhere on the sidelines, and they discuss how she secretly had been giving him dance lessons so he wouldn't embarrass himself. So cute. Their attention is turned to Rhys, speaking with Eris across the room. And seeing their interest, Rhys lets both Cassian and Morgan into his mind so they can kind of hear the conversation going on across the room. And it is Eris asking what Rhys wants in return for Nesta to be his bride. Feyre and Rhys are trying their best to hide their amusement at this, and they're kind of shocked, but having this sort of internal conversation about, like, are you serious?
Yeah.
They had a couple dances together, bro.
And also to go to Rhys to be like, what are you going to give me for?
Yeah.
What are we going to do? What I got to sell? And it's just like, ew, don't make it yucky.
Yeah, which is exactly why you can never fully get into Eris, because he's still doing this random male thing where he's like, are you brokering for a partner? What's so weird?
Talk to her. You got a question? Ask her.
Like, she would ever just agree to a wedding because Rhys did some kind of handshake.
Yeah, I mean, it goes to show,
she'd
too.
fucking freeze fire your house to the ground, be cinders.
Yes.
If you dragged her off to the autumn court.
But it also goes to show how little he knows Nesta, the fact that he would ask Rhys about this. You know what I mean? Like,
also, like, how toxic his household was when he was growing up.
He's
Like,
got some traumas. He's
some
got
traumas
hundreds
in
of years
there.
of traumas.
Oh, Eris, you sweet little handsome boy. Rhys tells him as much. Basically saying, I can't make Nesta
Do
your
nothing.
Boy, are you out of your mind? And Rhys kind of going like, why are you pushing this? Eris looks tense. And he says he has reasons for wanting Nesta as his bride. And it makes me wonder if Baron is trying to force his hand in marriage to somebody. And what if it's Briallen? What if Baron is trying to get Briallen and Eris to join? And Eris is like, give me another bride.
Oh my
stat."
God. Think about that crone face getting up close to him, being like, oh, what a good boy.
Well, I
give
think,
you a kiss.
I think the idea is that Briallen's like, don't worry, I'm going to be hot again. Don't
yeah,
worry.
because they're doing all this zhuzh right now. They're like, we'll get all the things. Don't worry. I'll be hot. And then you can make F on me. But he doesn't want to make F on her.
No, 'cause she sucks.
Yeah. But I also imagine, like, I would be drawn to Nesta, too, and Nesta's power.
Sure.
You know, it makes sense that he would want to be with her.
Totally. But because Eris is so jealous of Cassian, he has to also throw a dig in at him during this conversation, saying essentially it'll be fun to take something away from him. Obsessed much, Eris, again? Are you in love with Cassian? Why are you thinking about him when you're like, I must have this bride? But also let me bring Cassian into the conversation.
Oh my God, if this comes out in the next book that Eris was like after Cassian the whole time, I'll die.
That's pretty fun.
I'll die.
But haters are always obsessed, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, get a hobby and some therapy, Eris.
Yeah. Take a picture. It'll last longer.
Rhys, for his own reasons, tells Eris he'll speak with Nesta and consider Eris's offer. Obviously, he's not really going to do that, but Cassian's fuming from across the room listening to this conversation.
Can you imagine, like, thinking, like, I bet Rhys can also feel Cassian in the conversation, which has got to be distracting.
So many things going on in there.
Yeah.
At chapter 58, there's a new battle for Nesta on the horizon. It's the Solstice party.
Nesta had stood here once before. A year before, actually.
She's, of course, talking about the dark night we witnessed in a court of frost and starlight, where they weren't even sure she was going to show up. And when she did, it was awkward and sort of sad. Certainly sad for Cassian. Though she's grown exponentially since that night.
Yes, good for her.
This is still quite a big step for her. To show up and be merry and bright.
And she smiled that one time. This is big for her.
So we're not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Nesta thinks about how she hasn't slept with Cassian since the ball.
Oh, give me that D. Give me that D.
See, but for her, it's sort of a big deal for her to have she kind of she didn't mean to show her hands so much on the dance floor, it seems like. And now she's kind of scared. She allowed herself to be vulnerable and let other people see her be vulnerable. And it shuts her down a little bit. It's almost like it's too much to lose. And so she hasn't gone to see him since then.
Ugh.
Girl, I get it. I get it when it's hard to realize that you have something special and then you go, oh no, then
I can fuck it up.
I can ruin this.
Yes. And especially with how much Nesta has fucked up in her past, it's hard to then trust yourself to make the right decisions when there were so many years of you not being able to trust yourself in your decisions that, like, I completely get her of like, run away, run away. I feel like it's one of the,
Yeah. But also, the first thing that happens when they enter is Cassian throws his wet cloak on the fancy bench and she goes and puts it away for him. So if you're trying to not act like you are with him, I don't know if that's working because you're cleaning up after him.
Yeah, and also like clocking his every move
Right.
and like anticipating his needs and like
Exactly.
yada, yada, yada. Like, girl, you obviously have feelings for this dude.
So Cassian gets ahead of her and kind of goes to the main room while she's picking his cloak up. And suddenly Elaine appears.
Uh-oh, Natalie. Please, put your hat back on. Now she's at the party. Okay.
Hi, Nesta. So now it's just the two of them, and this is their first interaction since their fight at the House of Wind, I believe.
Yeah, or at least the only moment that they've discussed.
Yeah.
Maybe they saw each other in passing and she just went like,
I'm a baby. I'm just a baby lady.
Or Nesta says, you're a baby, and she's like, I guess I'm a baby.
yeah,
I don't
wah,
know.
wah, give me baba.
I would like to be in a serious argument with somebody while wearing this hat.
Just shake it on top of your head.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we really need to talk about your boundaries, okay?
You look like a silly. Oh, you're going to take the jingle jangles off?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know it's putting everybody in the theme and the mood.
Thank you.
So this is sort of this awkward moment where they don't really know what's going to happen, probably. They regard each other warily, and Nesta thinks about how much healthier and robust Elaine looks. How maybe having these friends, this community, especially the Wraith twins that she's gotten so close with, have been teaching her how to also be stealthy since she didn't hear her come in. They have an exchange, and though Elaine may always be more reserved and proper, gone is the cowering mouse she portrayed to Nesta for so long.
Hell yes.
Their words, it's probably healthy they needed some separation.
They needed
Wait,
space.
can anybody say codependency?
Completely.
Okay.
And also, like, Elaine didn't know how to be her own person because she has been told what to be by Nesta her entire life.
Because Nesta was also told, and then she's sort of projecting on freaking Elaine, her
Exactly.
sister daughter. So she's grown herself in this process, and their words are exchanged. They're not heated, but they're short and sort of hesitant. Elaine tells her not to upset Feyre on her birthday, but before she can finish her sentence, Nesta shouts, "Oh, fuck you!"
That's sisters for ya.
And it's a stunned silence for a moment, and she's immediately regretful. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe I just screamed at this fragile little doe. But
also there's a lot going inside of Nesta's brain right now, which I understand. And especially like one person you can always be yourself around usually are your siblings.
but also Elaine was one of the only people she didn't speak to like that. And she's
Right.
like, great, now everybody's going to think I'm a mess
I'm a
still, and I'm
bitch.
fucking awful. But instead, it seems that it did the opposite because Elaine bursts out laughing.
Aww.
It's like the iciness was broken. Nesta's a bit panicked by this reaction and tries to apologize, but Elaine is actually tickled by this filthy language.
Oh, a cuss of sorts. Oh, so interesting for my trash sister to say a cuss of sorts.
And maybe she's actually relieved that Nesta isn't speaking to her like she's a baby.
Yes.
So
At least it's something different.
yeah. Nesta, for her part, is flummoxed by this reaction, but she probably still needs to have some kind of one-on-ones with Elaine about all of this. But regardless, Elaine is like, you know what? We're good. I appreciate, you've treated me like a human, an adult woman. Cool.
But also thank you. And like, hopefully we will find out more about Elaine's growth as well, because it's very obvious in this moment that Elaine has grown up a lot too, but we haven't seen
Are we
that
going
story.
to see Elaine's stuff in this book, or is it going to be an entirely different book coming out?
I don't know.
What are we going to find out?
I don't know. So soon. Although we get Sarah J. Maas books every 2 years, right?
I think she just signed a big, long contract for like a entirely new series and a bunch of books.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Oh, I need my smut. It better be smut, is all I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure it will be. Regardless, Elaine, in a joyful mood, links her arms through Nesta's and seems to consider their feud over. If only all fights could end like this. Next time you're in a stalemate with somebody, just scream, "Oh, fuck you!" and see if it helps.
I'm pretty sure it won't, but there's a time and a place for everything.
That's my advice for today.
I like it. Oh, fuck you, Natalie.
Aw.
I'm sorry, I felt bad saying it, though. I felt bad including your name in it. I take backsy.
Yeah, you've never yelled at me before.
I know, I'm sorry.
As they enter the main room together, Nesta notices a weird electric energy pulse between Elaine and Azrael as they greet each other. Something she'll tuck away for another time.
Interesting. Is he made of shadows?
It's sad, though, because Lucian's also here, and so I just imagine Elaine going, "Hi, Azrael." Hi, Lucian. Oh, hi.
And Lucian just pining for her, just going
Hey.
like, oh, I love her.
Hey, Lucian. Ugh. But the gang is all here, including Varian and, of course, Lucian. So Nesta also actually invited Emery and Gwen, but they didn't come. In Gwen's case, she wasn't ready to leave the library. Nesta's analyzing the room when she catches her sights on Amryn, who promptly ignores her. Well, I guess that's not over yet, but have you tried screaming "fuck you" at her?
I think that what advice to take? I'm sure Amryn would take that so well.
She might. I don't know. It's hard to say. Amryn might think it's funny. She has strange reactions to
I know,
things.
but I feel like coming from Nesta, who has been such an aggressor towards her, that like Amryn doesn't like that I feel like she kind of, at this point, Nesta kind of needs to kowtow to her a little bit more.
Perhaps.
But I think it's also because Amryn is, I say this out of love, a heinous bitch.
Oh, sure. I think she would agree. So Nesta's trying to act normal and try to, do her best to blend into this room, but she can tell everyone is waiting to see what sort of temperament she'll be in. They're all kind of walking on eggshells at the moment.
Yeah.
She hates this, but also understands after last year's debacle.
Mm-hmm.
So she chooses to simply turn to Feyre and say, "Happy birthday, fuck you." No, she doesn't say that. She just says happy birthday.
Yeah, Feyre would have, man, especially if I was swole with child and someone just said happy birthday, fuck you, I think I'd flip out. I can only imagine how, I've already said before I'm scared of pregnant women, so I would just be like,
Yes, ma'am. Anything you say, ma'am. Enjoying the party, ma'am.
I don't what do you think you would, if somebody screamed that at you when you were pregnant, you wouldn't cry, you'd be like enraged, do you think?
yeah, I think I would be thrown into a fury.
I think I would be perplexed.
Yeah, I something about just the idea of having your child within you, I just imagine really ups the aggressor factor, and maybe that's just because I've never been there before, but I would assume it's just like, you're saying it to me and the baby. Like, I feel like I would always take it that you're saying it to me and my baby, so I think that I would probably flip out.
No, I was saying it to only your baby.
Just like, becoming like Shin Godzilla, and just like the fury comes out of my mouth.
The room, after she says just happy birthday, not fuck you.
Fuck you.
The room seems to relax a bit. She has afterwards a brief interaction with Lucian, as it's almost like the room went silent and then everybody started going,
Oh yeah,
after she said happy birthday. And so she goes over and she's kind of facing Lucian. And this is where we learn that Tamlin has gotten word of the pregnancy, and it did not go over well.
Oh no. Oh, did he have like a childlike fit again?
He didn't send over a shower gift, we'll say that. Their conversation then Morgan it comes into the conversation, and she mentions she's learned of the fact they're training in Valkyrie techniques. Nesta asks her to come visit the priestesses while they train, which is growth. Like, Mora and Nesta had this bonding experience over the dance training, I think, where they got over this hump of awkwardness a little bit. And so Nesta is asking her if she'll come. I think the priestesses will really like if you show up.
Which is cute, extending a hand of friendship, which is nice.
And it's true. Probably the priestesses would like to see a female warrior, because they're being trained by the Illyrians right now. And
Hell yeah.
Mora's happy to, of course. Then the present exchange is starting to be brought up, and Nesta feels a little bit nervous about this because she didn't get presents for anybody.
Girl, you gotta kind of start thinking about other people besides just yourself, but maybe that's for next year's solstice.
It is. And also she did tell Cassian that I will give her this, she wasn't allowed to leave the House of Wind, really. So I guess she could have gotten Illyrian fighting gear.
Yeah, Famazon. They must have something.
From Famazon.
Yeah, man. Send it up. Get your wings up. Get it up here in 2 days, bitch.
From Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Get him out of here. But as the night unfolds, people chitter-chatter, and Nesta finds her way over to Az, who also seems to be avoiding any deep conversations. She can tell something is haunting him, but she doesn't pry.
But also, it's like, isn't something always haunting Azriel? Like, there's never a
That's
time.
his charm.
Yeah, he's just haunted, which, again, I'm very attracted to.
I know,
I love
unfortunately. They have an exchange about the feelings that holidays can elicit, both good and bad. And it's a little connection for them, too. Before long, it's presents time.
This is a lot for a whole, like, ball to have present time. Like, that's a lot of pressure. It's hard enough to open up presents in front of my family.
Yes, it's a lot. So we're with Cassian right now, and he's thinking about how he's not going to give Nesta her present just yet, even though he's brought her something, just in case she throws it into the river like last year.
But it is kind of cute because he, like, brought it just in case. He's like, well, maybe I'll find a good time to give her a present.
Oh,
wouldn't that be really cute? I die for him. I
know,
die.
I know.
I love Cassian so much. And I know that Jeff won't wear the wings, but I tell him he's my Cassian all the time, and he accepts. He takes it.
I did get him a bat onesie for Christmas.
Oh my God, he wears it all the time, and he's so fucking cute in it.
See, I got it really for Jackie, and then it was a surprise that Jeff actually really likes wearing it.
It's so comfortable. He's like, if I could, I would wear this bat onesie all day, every day. And I am here for it.
So as he's thinking about when he's going to give this gift over, he's recalling the present from last year, which is a teeny tiny book. One of the first books ever in print in this world, which I guess is now fish food.
Oh.
Or maybe it'll come back. Who knows?
I don't know.
That book might return.
Yeah, from the power of love.
Oh yeah, the power of love makes
We'll
it
bring
dry.
it back. Yeah, that's why he wrote the song. It's the power of the written word.
Yes. If there's anything Marty McFly would like us to know, it is the gift of reading. He's nervous to give her a gift again, but he thinks it'll be different this year. He hopes. And I think it might be a little different this time, too.
She didn't laugh freely like Moore or Feyre, or smile sweetly like Elaine. But she spoke and engaged and sometimes smirked. She saw everything, heard everything, even the fire, which she seemed to ignore. Pride filled his chest at that, and relief.
So yeah, she's handling this fire like a champ through all this too.
Yeah, I guess she doesn't hear the crack of Daddy's neck anymore. Yeah, I'm making jokes about it. Daddy's neck broke too loud. No, I'd probably.
Can you imagine mocking somebody with that?
Oh, you upset? Daddy that came to save you got murdered in front of you?
Why was it in quotes?
Quotes as if you got a gaslighter on every front. Be like, was he murdered?
That's a very good gaslight. You're like, yes.
Yeah, yes, he was.
Was he not? I'm confused. So the only tension that's still kind of there in the room is between Amryn and Nesta. And you can't build Rome in a day, am I right?
Nah. Too many columns.
A lot of columns. Cassian lists out all of their gifts in his mind as he's going over everybody opening their presents. And it's all thoughtful except maybe Morrigan's gifts. So I think maybe she does this on purpose a little bit. Like she just gets them intentionally horrible gifts.
Yes.
Feyre gives him a painting of the 3 Bat Boys winning the blood right.
Just stick figures covered in blood. We all know it.
She presumably took the memories from Rhys's mind, and it moves Cassian deeply, regardless of the skill. He watches Elaine barely glance at the pearl earrings that Lucien brought her and empathizes with him in his mind.
Stop, Elaine. Can't you just at least feign a little bit of happiness?
We've talked about this before, and I get why she's not. She's trying to lead him on, but it's so I just feel so bad for Lucien.
At least, like, there's a way to open up a present and communicate. Thank you so much. This was a thoughtful gift. I don't want to fuck you.
That's
there's got to be a way.
The opposite of fuck you. You say, no fuck you.
No fuck you. No fuck you inside of me, fuck me. That's what's not going to be.
Give him a little rhyme. Give him a rhyme so he remembers.
And then he'll remember. And then hopefully he'll think about it before he gives you pearl earrings again. And
not a pearl necklace. Not getting
goddamn, yes! Yes,
thank you for the pearl earrings. There will be no pearl necklace to accompany this.
Pearl
necklace. Are we
necklace.
clear about all of it?
I get it, Elaine, but yes, poor guy. And I do, like, maybe this is just coming from me as someone that never wants to hurt anyone's feelings, that I feel like I would lead him on by being trying to connect with him even though I didn't want to have sex with him.
I had a very hard time with that when I was younger about being too polite to people who were being overly
aggressive.
Yeah, and because you're, especially as a girl and growing up in the 2000s and the 90s, it's like you were kind of taught that you were supposed to be nice to everybody all the time.
And that you also should see it as you're welcome. I'm hitting on you. Hello.
I feel like thank you so much for the attention.
The plus size vibe that I got of you should be happy that at least someone is hitting on you. I feel like there was always that. So you were like, oh, I guess I want to kiss you. Even if you don't.
Or even if you are trying to turn somebody down, you still, at least I was always still trying to be too nice to them. And then they kind of use that as an excuse of being like, see, she's not, look, she's fucking leading
me wants
on
me.
over
Yeah.
you.
It's your fault then. But here, you heard it here first, folks. You have permission to be not nice towards someone if they are coming on to you and you don't want them to.
Yeah.
You are allowed. We are all allowed to be like, hey, not cool, not into it. And I think that that's something that we have to remind ourselves of sometimes, and especially us people pleasers out there, that you are allowed to stick up for yourself.
Yeah.
And create boundaries.
And if somebody gets aggressive with you during that, you need to get away from them immediately. And not ever speak to them again. Because that's crazy town.
Yuck. Oh, but they're just so good sometimes at making you feel like the bitch.
Yeah.
That you're the bitch because of it. Oh, it makes you so mad.
So that is also to say, I get
Sorry,
why
that's not what
Elaine,
Lucian's doing either.
But I wish that she would have given him the little rhyme.
Yeah. I don't even remember what it was, but yeah, give him the rhyme. And it was sweet. Pearl earrings also, I feel aren't too much. I feel like it's not oh, it would be different if there was a pearl necklace.
Crotchless panties.
Crotchless panties, I think, would be too aggressive. But also, I think that if it was emeralds, something where, I know pearl earrings can be expensive, but I feel like you can also get kind of just cheap ones.
They also feel like a grandma gift. It's not a sexy gift.
That's what I mean. I don't take pearl earrings as being how dare you? It's just no, we're mates, and I wanted to get you something nice.
Yeah, and last time he gave her the gardening gloves, which is him being thoughtful, but it's not erotic.
No, I don't think Lucien is very erotic.
I don't know.
I could teach him.
I feel like he might be.
You think so?
Yeah, I remember at the dallying.
Stop.
Do you remember?
Stop, put it back in my brain. I forget.
I think he's got plenty of moves, but he doesn't know how to deal with this mate who doesn't like him very much.
It's not his fault.
He's like, I'm hot. Everybody wants to have sex with me.
Everyone does. Talk to us, Elaine. I'll turn you around. But again, if Azrael catches your eye, I mean, ain't nobody gonna go up against Azrael.
Well, I don't know if you've read the bonus chapter. So Feyre and Elaine got Nesta a present during all of this, and Cassian figures that would have been the extent of the gifts for her, but is surprised when Azrael hands her a package.
I love him.
Nesta also seems surprised and explains to Az that she didn't get him anything, but he doesn't care.
That's always the awkward exchange, like when you bring a present for someone and they didn't get you anything, and you have to like openly, like extensively be like, I don't care. I literally got you this because I wanted to get you this. You do not have to give me anything back. Don't worry. You don't have to make it up to me. Everything's fine.
It's always hard because on either end of it, you get it and then you feel completely panicked.
Yeah.
But then that person almost never actually cares. Like, they got you a gift because they wanted to, not because they were waiting for your present.
Right.
I mean, there's always going to be like a 1% of people being like, wow, I guess I
didn't get anything.
I guess you didn't get anything, huh? Okay, well.
Yeah, and with that, just so you know, that's a kind of a bitchy response. Unless it's like a partner or someone like you really thought they were getting you a gift.
Right, yeah.
Then you
then maybe that's the whole thing.
That's a different thing.
But in this case, Azrael obviously doesn't give a shit about getting a present back. He did it to be thoughtful to Nesta, probably like connecting with her in certain ways and knowing that she doesn't get a lot of presents, and so maybe he just wanted to be nice to her.
Yeah.
So she opens it to reveal a sort of Fey-light night reading lamp.
It's so thoughtful.
It's a very thoughtful gift, and it's something that she actually will probably use.
Yeah.
And to everyone's shock, she jumps up and throws her arms around Az. She thanks him, and he's even a little surprised, but then he returns the hug, and he's, basically just says, like, no problem, it's all good. And she says it in this way with, like, full earnestness and openness in a way that most of them have probably never seen her react to anything.
Azrael blushed and stepped back, shadows swirling.
I can just imagine, all I see is him floating out of the darkness to hand her the gift and then receding back like Nosferatu.
Into the swirls. And go, bye, Azrael, see you next season.
Yeah. Cass almost gives her his gift there because she's so grateful to Az, and he's probably like, maybe she'll hug me. But then he holds back.
In case she shattered his heart all over again.
So sad.
And he just wants to be so open with her and just like communicate his feelings. He wants to connect with her so bad. But I'm proud of him for keeping his restraint, not going too far, not showing all of his cards.
Because he is like a dog a lot of the puppy a lot of time. Where he just wants to like play and jump and be like, my turn, I want to do it.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He held back. Hours later that night, as they're all getting into the drink, Nesta's getting tired, and she reflects on how she hasn't had any interest in drinking the wine everyone else has been indulging in, no matter that no one's offered her any anyway. But she's taken Feyre's birthday cake to the face, and good for her.
Man, imagine the bakery. Fakery? That sounds sad.
That sounds fakery.
I just imagine the kind of sweets that they make in this world. Can you imagine the flavors?
I can't.
The flavor melding?
Ugh.
I want it. I bet it's the best thing it's ever tasted.
Probably. And she had a lot of it. She had a lot of that cake. And just like every sober person who's at a party for about 3 hours, she is like, look at the time. Oh, yeah. You know what? I got a meeting I really got to get back for.
I always forget that because like having a partner that doesn't drink, where it's always hour 3 or 4 of a party. And I'm like, you want to go already? Oh, you've been sober here the entire time?
Are you sure you don't want to stay for 4 more hours?
Yeah, you're watching all of us get drunk. What's the problem here?
Jeff is very accommodating.
He really doesn't bother
He's
him.
a great hangout, too, at a party.
Yeah, still fun. In fact, people forget that he doesn't drink, which I think is a testament to him as a person because he just fits in.
Yep. But because Cassian's a responsible drinker, because everybody else is drinking pretty hard, and he has a no drinking and flying policy, you don't want to end up with a FUI on your record.
But I've definitely fucked under the influence a couple of times.
Is it on your permanent record?
Oh, unfortunately, a couple of them are. I think that it's cute.
What if you called your child that? Your FUI.
You're my FUI.
On your permanent record.
I just remember in college when a friend of mine got arrested while driving or like riding on his bike while he was hammered.
You can still get a DUI for
He
that.
got arrested, but that was also because he slammed into a car, like dented a car, and the cop apparently found him crying sitting next to the car because he didn't know what to do and he didn't flee the scene, but he did get arrested. So
that is a funny arrest.
I was like,
so
why
sad.
did you leave? Like, especially when you're like 20 years old. I was like, why did you leave?
Just crying.
Yeah, he cried.
Because he felt bad about the dent?
He felt bad about the dent.
That's a very nice person.
Yes.
I don't know if at 20 I would have done that, to be honest.
I don't think I would have noticed. I probably would have just kept going.
I probably would have cried and been like, I'm sorry, I can't pay for this. And
Tried
I just
to drunkenly write a note, like just like in the dirt on the car, like call this number.
So because of that, because he's a responsible drinker, they're not going back to the House of Wind. They're all planning on staying at the river house that evening. So Nesta can kind of easily sneak out of the room to head up to the room that Feyre has meticulously cultivated specifically for Nesta. So even though she hasn't put any pictures up of Nesta in the river house, it's clear that she was still hoping to bring her back into the fray and like wanting her to feel included.
Yeah, but I understand not wanting to scare her, but being like, your home is my home and my home is your home. It's like, that's probably too much for her.
Yeah, for Nesta. But Nesta didn't realize that she had been made this entire room in the house,
and you are currently working on the room for me in your home, right? You're gonna set it. You're just gonna be pictures of me, and it's gonna be all for me.
Yeah.
Well, maybe when you get a river house someday.
Oh, if only.
Get a river house.
Not a river or lake. Well, maybe a river a little more than a lake.
Okay.
Not a lake person. So many bugs at a lake.
Oh,
Are you kidding
no,
me?
yeah. No, I'm
so many bugs.
Mm-mm.
Still water. Mosquitoes.
Yeah, no,
everywhere.
I don't want it.
Mm-mm. No, thank you. No, thank you. So nobody buy me a fucking lake house, okay?
But like, if
I'm going to say this for the last time.
you did gift us one, I think we could come up with a couple of uses for it. So just saying, if you have one lying around and want to send it our way, I'll take it. I'll make you a room, Natalie.
All right.
It'll have all your many ACOTAR wigs.
Aw.
And then
Oh,
you can
good.
just
What I love, just piles of wigs. Could I sleep
on
on
the
them?
wigs. Yeah,
Okay,
you sleep on
thank
the
you
wigs. It's
so
fine.
much. Just looks like nothing but Trouble House.
I'll say better than hay, and I'll just record that and
I hate
play it
this.
over and over again.
I don't want
for you.
anything to do with this house.
Better than hay.
Nesta notes how the creams of the room, the colors and the blue velvet curtains contrasting the otherwise muted tones would have been just what she would have picked for herself. She recalls Feyre actually had in fact asked her to help design the river house and Nesta had refused.
Man, that would have been a fun project for them to do together. Imagine just like money is absolutely no object. Decorate this as you please. Oh my God, that would be so. I mean, I do that in The Sims. Let's be real. I
true.
get to do that every day. It's just in a video game.
Well, she had some drinking to do, so
I get it.
she couldn't do this.
I get it.
After only a moment, she hears the door and Cassian has followed her up. He confronts her about how she's avoided him since the ball, but she deflects. He tells her he has a present for her, and she notes him swallowing as he approaches her. He's again nervous, she realizes. Nesta feels shame for how she acted last solstice, and she apologizes to him. He sets down the box on the bed and tells her that he forgave her a long time ago for that. He is trying to understand, though, why she's kind of sort of trying to escape him right now. She doesn't say at the top. She decides to open this present. And a bit skittish, Nesta opens the gift to reveal what is essentially an iPod. But it's a ball, an orb, if you will.
Yeah.
He's put a mixtape on it.
Oh,
It's a little round orb that's captured Nesta's favorite songs from the bar halls and from the orchestra on the Court of Nightmares. A symphonia, he calls it. As he explains it and how he took such care in gathering this all for her, tears start to pour from her eyes.
This is like an old school mixtape when you would have to like wait for the song to come on the radio so that you could hold the tape recorder up to it and record it like that. This is a work of love.
It really is. And she starts to cry, but it's not necessarily happy tears. She doesn't know how to react to kindness or love. Even though she's grown so much, this is a difficult concept for many people, that he had done all this for her.
She shut her eyes against the realization rising within her like a tidal wave. It would sweep away everything in its path when she admitted it, consume her entirely. The thought was enough for her to straighten and wipe away her tears.
I can't accept this. He gently pushes back, but his soft smile only hardens her. She says she refuses to accept this.
His eyes shuddered.
It's a gift, not a fucking wedding ring.
She stiffened.
No, I'll look to Eris for that. Youch.
Well, he's trying to be vulnerable, and he did something that is, very much a show of love.
Mm-hmm.
But, the response, it's a gift, not a fucking wedding ring. Even though he's going through something, man, nothing would piss me the fuck off more than if somebody said that to me.
But
I understand why he's upset.
I actually think this is a better response than if he was all wounded.
You're right.
He's one of the only people who pushes her anger back at her.
Yes.
And goes, he's never cruel or mean to her, but when she's cruel, he doesn't cower. He's no, you don't get to talk like that.
No.
That's not who you are. But she is,
Yeah.
But he's like, no, you're not. But I kind of appreciate that he said this. Just also take the gift.
Yes, and also it's the kind of way, too, where it's all right, sometimes you're going to speak to other people that way, but if we're going to continue with this thing, you're never going to fucking talk to me like that. And I think that that's also what he's establishing, and has established in their relationship of just no, But
yeah.
it's just, there's just, I think that line, it's a gift, not a fucking wedding ring, is just such a, trigger. I just remember when I don't know if I've talked about this on here. I remember that my ex had asked me for this, he asked me for multiple sizes from me, and he also included how big my hands were. And I remember thinking that he was giving me an engagement ring for Christmas, and I thought that he was asking all these questions to keep my mind off of it and ask multiple things, when in reality he had purchased me a skeleton outfit so that I could be the skeleton creature for his band.
In their music video.
And that was my Christmas gift. And so he was asking all these things so that he would...
I remember that costume.
But he was embarrassed about asking my size, so he asked all of my sizes for my entire body to put me off of the scent. And man, if you it was a toxic relationship and it never would have worked anyway. But talk about the scream fight that happened after that. But I will say, if you get in a scream fight after not getting an engagement ring for someone, that might not be the person for you.
For sure.
Do you remember that? Woo!
I wasn't there for that gift exchange, but I do remember the costume. Ooh. And I don't know. It is a little rough, too, to be here's a thing you can use for working for free on my music video. Happy Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, thinking you're getting a ring and then getting a skeleton costume is quite a jump.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I was in my, it was such a, it would have been horrible if we had ever gotten married, but man, even as I'm saying this story, I'm I can feel it welling up inside of me of how angry I was.
Yes. In this instance.
So maybe I'm triggered. Maybe that's, maybe I'm coming at this from a different perspective.
In this instance, though, him saying that is him going, I'm not trying to trap you with a wedding ring.
Right.
This is just take the gift.
Yes.
You're being dumb.
Yeah. But I put time into it for you. Just take it. You're going to like it.
Right. And when she responds with, I'll look to Eris for that, there's a lot to unpack in that statement.
Yeah.
Is she trying to push Cassian away?
Yes.
But is she also begging him to fight for her? I do think so.
Yeah.
In this moment, which again, very toxic. Don't make people do that. Don't be mean to them and so that they have to fight for you. That's shitty.
And I'm proud of Nesta for her growth, but like she's still learning, you know, like, she's still gonna fuck up.
Yes. In this moment, she lets him think that she's considering Eris's offer. They begin to fight. He's obviously hurt by her reaction, but his anger often matches hers in it, like we were just talking about. And he snaps that she should just go off and marry that jagoff since he was just a bastard-born brood anyway, right?
And especially because it's Eris.
Yeah.
You know?
It's harsh. We're with Nesta's thoughts in this scene, but we already know Cassian is plagued with worry that that's what Nesta will ultimately want is this royalty life, this husband who is High Lord. And he explodes that he watched her look like a queen on the dance floor and basically just says, admit it. Look, I'm nothing. I'll leave. Okay. You want this princely life? Then I guess I'm nothing. Eris is the brute.
She shot back.
He's a brute and a piece of shit. And I would marry him because I'm just like him.
Unpack the drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I feel like you can hear Cassian going, okay.
Like it's clicking into
place.
Because that finally is the truth. That's her fear, her hesitation towards Cassian. It's because she feels he's too good for her, not because he's too lowborn. She tells him she deserves Eris, and Cassian's rage turns to shock and pain. She tells him he is good and brave and kind, and that she doesn't deserve him. She tells him all of her true feelings about herself in this moment.
Yes, thank you!
The reason she didn't talk to him after the war with Hybern wasn't because she hated him, but because she loved him and hated herself. Her punishment for her perceived failure was to stay away from him. And like many of us have felt before, the idea of having these things to lose is almost harder than having nothing. She covers her face, tears falling freely.
Utter silence filled the room. Such silence that she wondered if he'd left and lowered her hands to see if he was there. Cassian stood before her, tears streaming down his beautiful, perfect face.
Did I tear up when I was writing the script? Even though I've read this page like 50 times at this point, I did.
And he stays, and all the times, and then they're always upset because he leaves. He leaves in the night because she's never asked him to stay, and then she looks and he stays.
We're not there yet. This truth laid out seems to solidify them, purifies the tension that was happening. Some finality has been set in motion. Cassian comes to her and folds her into him.
Oh, a big lug crying and just like coming to you and being vulnerable makes me melt.
Uh-oh, her snail secretions.
I was going to talk about my goosh, and then I was like, Jackie, just say melt. Make it be nicer. You don't need to talk about your snail trail right now. It's a snail trail, everybody. It's about to, you better watch out. You're going to drown, Natalie.
It's natural.
It's natural.
He begins to kiss away her tears. And man, SJM loves kissing tears away.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people be kissing tears off people's faces in these books. And then he pulls back and they face each other. You're not going to marry Eris,
he said roughly.
No,
she breathed. His eyes blazed.
There will be no one else for either of us. Yes, she says.
Yes.
And that was that. That agreement etched on their hearts. And now etched on some other parts.
Noise.
They make their way to the bed, and this is different than their other hungry trysts.
She expected tearing and rending, but he gently removed her dress, fingers trembling as they unhooked each button down the back of her gown. Her own trembled as she removed his shirt. I mean, this also got his, like, you gotta think. This is probably the first time, and I hate the phrase, but we all know the difference between making fuck and making love. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this might be Nesta's first time making love.
That's why the song.
Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
That's all I can envision as they slowly unbutton each other's shirts.
The phrase making love makes me want to puke to death.
Yes.
But you know what I mean.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, man.
And this is that scene. So it is this weird, almost losing virginity kind of moment.
There's only you in my life. Yes, Lionel. Yes.
During this sex scene, they feel their need to join quickly.
Oh, yeah. Is that what we're calling it? The join?
Yeah,
Hey?
I don't know how else to say
I like it.
Their Legos come together.
Yeah, put that blip in the other blop.
Yep.
I don't know what are the hats called on Lego? Lego hats?
Lego hats,
You know, the little boops. Put them in the bops.
So the bop's the
Yeah.
Okay. The blip's the peen and the bop's the vagine. And Nesta gasps as they join, describing feeling something different this time, something in her chest. This might have been what the Grinch actually needed all along, to get reamed out.
Oh, my heart! It shouldn't grow this fast!
Uh-oh, he's going to have to go to the hospital.
He's gonna have to go to the hospital, yeah.
As they join, it's as though she feels the iron walls of her mind collapsing. Cassian seems to know this as he watches her with wonder.
She was crying, and she didn't know why. Only that she never wanted it to end. This binding between them. The feeling of him moving so deep in her that she wanted him imprinted beneath her skin. His tears dripped onto her face, and she reached up to brush them away. He leaned his head into her hand, nuzzling her palm.
It's so sweet. She knows in her heart what all of this means, but she can't say it this night. What could it be that she knows, but she can't say?
I don't know.
We know what it means, but
Yeah.
all she can admit to is that she felt as though her soul was cleaved with Cassian's as they lay there, finally spent.
Nesta could hardly remember words, but she found them when she whispered into the darkness.
Oh, won't you stay with me?
Yeah, a whole choir joins her too, and it's like, were they watching the whole time?
I kind of hate that song, to be honest. She says, stay with me.
A shudder rocked through him, but he only smiled as he tucked her into his side. And warm and safe and home at last in Cassian's arms, Nesta slept.
Oh, she did it.
And I know that, so this was the time that she says, stay with me, but I also feel like it was a lead up to her that when she had her hands over her face and expected him to be gone when she pulled them away and he was still there.
See.
Like, I feel like to her, that was the moment that she was like, he's never gonna leave.
Got
he won't leave me. This is my, like, that's where I feel like that was her time to be like, no, I'm ready to be open with him.
Interesting. See, I didn't even pick up on that, but yeah, that makes sense. That she gave him this out as she's crying, and then he's like, I'm leaving.
I'm here.
I don't know why she would ever think that. He's done nothing but be at her side for like everything.
It's hard for her
but
to
it's
trust.
hard. It's hard. I know.
It's
I get it.
hard.
But now they're cleaved together
with their joining. Yeah.
with their hearts.
Yeah. And their pots.
Yeah. And the smarts with their brains.
I don't know. There's not a whole lot of smarts going on. I think it's a lot of
in that moment.
Yeah.
That's a very nice ending to this chapter. And I know we only covered a couple chapters in this episode, but there was a lot of stuff that happened that's pretty important.
Oh, yeah.
So now we have about 20% of the book left, and it's like, okay, they've joined in this way. What else is going to happen? Turns out a lot.
It's the rest of the plot.
A lot of the book happens. So join us for that. Not like the same way they're joining.
Different joining.
Different kind of joining.